her life as a wife is also very important to consider, which we really forget after the, specifically the difficult normal vaginal deliveries. So, after postpartum regeneration, what we are doing, we are rediscovering that woman who is lost. She remembered who she was and the game changed. And this is today's woman. The moment she has become economic independent, she is aware, she is educated, she is demanding for her own health. So fourth trimester of pregnancy is the postpartum period when body is recovered from all physical and hormonal changes. Although she has to work for the lactation and the baby care, but we have to address holistic regeneration and the restoration of this mother, and it will play an important milestone in future health of her, like physical, mental and sexual. So it refers to process of restoring, nurturing a woman's physical health and involves various strategies and practices aimed at addressing the physical changes and the challenges that occur as a result of pregnancy and childbirth. So what we are addressing, her physical health, her mental health, her functional, social and sexual health. Here I am going to focus more on the functional problems which she had because of the deliveries, because of this period. It is very, very important to give her a postnatal care and not only nurture the baby, nurture that mother also. Only then she is able to nurture the baby properly. So what we are going to talk about is the healing abdominal muscles, pelvic floor, breast, skin, overall physical fitness, promoting emotional well-being and self-care during the postpartum period. Since ages, we are talking about the postpartum regeneration, which we forget. When a long time back, when the delivery used to be there, the 40 days are really given to that woman for the rest, and are with the focus on the nourishment and the care of the mother, and she is able to look after the baby well. And not only in everywhere, if you see the Mexican, Venezuelan, any those society which is still little traditional, you will get that they want this type of the care to their women. So massages and many type of things are there in our own traditional symptoms, like the yoni steam, which can give a other benefit to also the woman. But today's women require more. She wants to restore, regenerate and rediscover herself. For the physical recovery, pelvic floor health, we never think about the pelvic floor health, about these women, emotional well-being, self-confidence, bonding, long-term health, quality of life, future pregnancies and the personal choice and the holistic care. So here I am focusing on the common aesthetic concern faced by the postpartum woman, changes in the breast size, shape, stretch marks. Although we always call that is the footprint of the baby, don't worry about it, but if she wants, we have to deliver. Abdominal changes, vaginal changes, skin issues, hair loss, weight gain, body shape, scarring, varicose veins and the spider veins, dental changes and the cellulitis. Today we have answer for each and every problem, not 100%. We cannot make her 100%, but yes, we can regain 70-80%. For the perineal healing, vaginal regeneration, pelvic floor rehabilitation, C-section scar healing, urinary incontinence, breastfeeding challenges, hormonal balance, postpartum depression, scar revision, hair loss, skin regeneration, the pain management. So what I do in my aesthetic regeneration, PRP post-delivery for better healing of a scar, fractional carbon dioxide laser for scar and the stretch marks, addressing vaginal laxity post-delivery, core muscle strengthening should be the aim. If core muscle is strengthened, most of the things is not going to happen with the pelvic dysfunction. It should be start in the antenatal period and should be extended in the postnatal period too. Is strengthening of the perineal muscle. Mind it, it is not the Kegel. It is today is the pelvic floor muscular training itself is a many type of the procedures and the exercise are there, and address the urinary incontinence, which makes her a really social occultization. So I will only take one thing because we can do the whole 3 days conference on this particular subject. I am only going to address the vaginal laxity, which is an age-old problem. Nobody wants to address it. Many years ago, even my life has started in this field with only and only because of a vaginal laxity. So it is now new term has come, the vaginal relaxation syndrome. to address this loose vagina and the gaped muscle genital hiatus. And because of the women awareness, because of the education, social media, and the physician awareness, which is literally forced by the women, otherwise they will go to these plastic surgeons, and we are very happy to give everything to others. But it's high time, we are the basic physician, we should address this problem, whether it is sexual dysfunction, whether it is the pelvic floor dysfunction. Today's women want quality of life. So, one hand it is a vaginal laxity, and other hand we are talking about the pelvic organ prolapse. So, vaginal walls, much like the rest of the body, skin are made of the lots of fibrous material and the collagen that gave it flexibility and the strength. And this vaginal laxity is a common problem, not only of the vaginal birth, fluctuating weight, hormone with the aging, and what happens, it ultimately leads to a sexual dysfunction, and it has a negative impact on the life. So it is very important to address the proper recovery from the pelvic floor muscles. Today the levator hiatus, when we talk about the newer classification of the POPQ, what we talk about the vaginal hiatus, and this levator hiatus is the largest hernia portal in the human body, and the pelvic leads to the pelvic organ prolapse. So this pelvic floor muscles exercise is very important. We have to learn the pelvic floor muscles, and the most important muscle is the puborectalis, and its contraction creates a controlled narrowing of the hiatal area in a ventrocephalic direction, resisting the downward pressure of the pelvic organs with any intra-abdominal pressure. So if the vaginal hiatus is lax, it is going to affect that woman and ultimately going to lead to the vaginal prolapse. So how we go about it is a digital palpation, manometry, and 3D and 4D translabial ultrasound. Sir has also showed today how the transperineum ultrasound is so important in our obs-gynae practice. So by digital palpation, we able to know how much the muscle is hypoactive, hyperactive, how loose it is. So there is even a scoring which we called is a modified Oxford score, which has a 6-point scale, and by this scaling, whether it is totally contractible or no contraction, along with that we can give the scoring. Now with the translabial ultrasound, further analysis can be done with functional PFM anatomy, and it has become widely utilized as an effective tool for health professionals. So what we can offer is a pelvic physiotherapy, non-surgical vaginal tightening, and the surgical vaginoplasty and perineoplasty, which is nothing which we are doing since ages with the name of the posterior colporrhaphy and the perineoplasty. So coming to the pelvic physiotherapy, it is a non-surgical option. Yes, Kegel is good. It has given an insight for the muscles. But today if you talk to a pelvic floor rehabilitation physiotherapist, they will say Kegel is almost gone. So I should stop it, but okay. So contraction of the pelvic floor muscle also play an important role, and vaginal reconditioning program aims to restore the normal size, shape, and the resistance. The first component is pelvic floor therapy. Then if you have 2D, 3D ultrasound, then you can go for all these. Third component is the non-surgical rejuvenation by lasers or the radio frequency. You have heard so many talks, even our last conference is on this. So I'm not going to tell anything detailed. Only one thing I can say about this is that please examine the patient. If there's a rectocele or cystocele, no these energy-based devices going to give any help to that patient. She required an operation. But this HIFM chair is wonderful. They give a wonderful results in the patient, and this is one thing I can say should be used by every woman, and it is going to make a difference in their life. Surgical vaginoplasty we all know, so I'm not going to talk about it. So the only thing which I can say in the end, remember medical legal safety. If you are using any EBD, it has no regulatory bodies backing. So talk to the openly before offering any non-surgical vaginal tightening and the rejuvenation, and they causes the neocolonization and the neovascularization and really need a good vaginal regeneration. So, but the basic understanding of the pelvic floor is must, and always remember the non-surgical management of SUI is not going to help always if it is a more than a milder SUI. So these are our few pictures for the post LSCS on scars and the stretch marks, and these the post delivery episiotomies. If you see, for a good healing. And so mommy makeover, we don't do it because it has to conclude. The holistic approach is necessary. Enhancing confidence, patient-centered care, balancing aesthetics and function is important. Ethical practice is the must. You have to be very open with the patient, and there should be a supportive important. So it's my last slide for that woman who has given the life. I open at the close, rock me sweetly, rock me gently, release, restore, rebirth. I am mother, I am whole, I am made new, I am me. Emo, Emas, Emat, these are the mothers in a different language. So thank you so much for patient hearing.
The chairperson's comments.
That was a wonderful talk you just gave. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers for having me here. Regarding postpartum rejuvenation, I would like to say the best thing is to tell the mother, in case she has had a completely uncomplicated delivery, that she has to look after her baby herself rather than taking too many aids. Okay, the moment she starts looking after the baby herself, half the body is moving anyways, and early mobilization. And second is breastfeeding. Breastfeeding itself helps in weight loss also, and whatever the body gets shaped much better if the woman is breastfeeding, and there's ample evidence for that. And yoga, I feel yoga is a wonderful thing that is there in our country. And of course all these aids that you just said, of course that is the secondary options, of course there are there, provided they are affordable for my kind of patients. They cannot have them, but thank you so much.
Here I disagree with you. Your patient can have those yoga, but how many times we advise them? They have a basic exercise, but how many times we...
So said the aids that you were saying, you're having various kinds of
something
procedures.
Else. Initially what I have said, we have to think about the postpartum phase for that woman. She require a basic iron calcium till she feeds. Yes. But most of the women after 3 months, they neither nobody prescribes and neither they take.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you that.
Thank you, ma'am, for highlighting the holistic approach. It is not only cosmesis we are concerned. You talked about functional, restoration. That is of utmost importance. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Ragi. The chairpersons, they all can move for a felicitation.